Hello and a very warm welcome to Thailand and our continuing coverage of the 2023-24 AFC Champions League. It's Buriram United versus Zhejiang of China. So a Thai-Chinese clash here at the Buriram Stadium. It was raining very, very hard about half an hour ago. That seems to have abated. We may get some more storms as we go through the evening. Keep fingers crossed that that's not going to be too heavy, because this should be a fascinating match, and it's a fascinating campaign overall in this competition this season. First time since the start of the 2020 campaign that we're back to home and away format in terms of the group stage. There you can see the weather conditions. It's 31 degrees centigrade. That's in the mid-80s Fahrenheit, and you can see the chance of more rain is pretty high, 66%. The pitch though looks pretty decent, and we are only around about 8 or 9 minutes away from kickoff. It's the 21st edition of the AFC's flagship club competition, running from this week all the way through to the final in May of 2024. 40 clubs in 10 groups, and just to remind you how it works, the 10 group winners guaranteed to progress to the knockout round, and then the 3 best runners-up from the 2 regions, the East and the West region. This is an East region match, so the 3 best runners-up from each region, that makes 6 clubs, added to the 10, and that gives you your last 16, and those knockout games will be played next year. Well, this should be a fascinating match between Buriram and Zhejiang. For one reason, neither have conceded very many goals at all. 2 miserly defences. Buriram haven't let in a goal for 400 minutes. This is in all competitions. And Zhejiang of China, well, they're only 5 minutes behind them. 395 minutes to be precise since anyone scored against them. Nice to see some youngsters in. And in fact, the Buriram coach, Arthur Papas, was saying in his build-up to this match at his press conference that the fans can play a big part. So there's a real sense of excitement about this Champions League campaign. He wants to go as far and then hopefully further than they've ever been. A couple of round of 16 finishes for Buriram in this competition, and they also got to the quarterfinals way back in 2013, but they've been knocked out in the playoff round in the last 2 seasons. So expectation tempered a little bit, you would say. It is their 8th Champions League campaign, their first since 2019, and they won their domestic treble last season. Not the first time they'd done it either. Won the quadruple in 2014 and 2016. League, FA Cup, League Cup and Core Royal Cup. But this obviously a tougher ask. They'll need help from wherever they can get it against Zhejiang, who are currently 4th in the table domestically after 25 games, but they're only 5 points off 2nd spot. Changed their name for the 4th time back in 2021. Only founded just before the turn of the century, Zhejiang. They won promotion to the Chinese Super League in 2006. They actually started in the 3rd tier of Chinese football. Were relegated back to the China League in 2016, then promoted again in 2021, and last season their highest ever finish in their domestic league was 3rd place. They are also known for their outstanding academy and youth training facilities and their devoted travelling fans. You saw a few of them there. They haven't been in the AFC Champions League since way back in 2011. They finished bottom of the group with just 1 win in their 6 matches. They did have to come through a qualifying match to get here, and in fact that was against a Thai team. They beat Port FC 1-0 to get to this group stage, and they come in decent form. Excellent win at the weekend against Beijing by 1-0. So you've probably kind of got the message. They don't concede very many at all. And that's going to be the test for Buriram, to try and find a way through a defence that is wonderfully well organised by their Spanish coach, Jordi Viñals. Very, very experienced man. Officials and players making their way out, as you can see. Weather changes so quickly here. It was absolutely belting down literally 20 minutes ago, but that's kind of the weather here in this country. You get these flash storms and then bright sunshine. Just another challenge for these players as they line up for the handshakes. And just a note, by the way, that for the first time in the group stage of the AFC Champions League, we will have VAR. Previously, it was just used for the knockout rounds. The officials tonight largely from Malaysia. Good to see some away fans in the ground as the players pose for a few pre-match photos. Chinese flags are flying. Well, a couple of very experienced men centre stage. The goalkeeper for Buriram, Tin Sung Nguyen, made his professional debut 20 years ago. He's 39 now. More than 400 league appearances to his name. He will be hoping for a quiet evening, I think it's fair to say. Man in charge tonight is Mohamed Nazmi Nazaruddin from Malaysia. The VAR officials are from Singapore. Hamid Taki is the main man in charge of checking the TV pictures, should we need to. Well, I mentioned a 39-year-old in goal for Buriram. He'll be up against a 36-year-old up front in Yasha Mushekwi, who is in superb form, the number 30. 14 goals and counting for the Zimbabwean striker so far this season. Five substitutes can be used. And there they are. Interesting, actually, some coaches have chosen to have two reserve keepers. Both these managers have decided on just the one. Final preparations then before kick-off here. So important to get off to a good start in the group, especially because only the group winners, as I mentioned, are guaranteed to progress through to the knockout stage. If you finish second, you still have to rely on other teams in other groups not amassing as many points. There's the skipper of Zhejiang, Andrew Jazovic, who scored the winning goal in that playoff match I was talking about against Port FC. He is very influential, the Croatian. Not just a skipper, but just sits in behind the main striker, Mushekwi, predominantly on the left-hand side, but you'll see him roam centrally as well. So away we go with Zhejiang all in white, attacking the goal away to our left in this first half. And I mentioned how watertight both defences have been this season. I think because of that, the first goals may be more important than would usually be the case in this match. Xiaobo is in goal for Zhejiang. There's Arthur Papas, 43 years of age. He formerly coached the India under-23 side. Actually came here in June as technical director. He is officially the caretaker, although likely he will stay on in the job. Zhejiang threatening earlier with Yu Xin up from left back. Out of play. And there's his counterpart, Jordi Vinyals, 59-year-old Spaniard. Arrived a couple of years ago. It's his 14th club job, incidentally. Here's Andrew Jazovic. Expect to see him on the ball a lot every time Zhejiang get forward, but they've got to retreat here. First chance for Buriram, and there's no flag here against Cardoso. He went a little bit wide, and that's excellent defending. Just wonder if Cardoso might have cut in a bit earlier and maybe gone himself. Well, breakneck start to this match. This is Zhejiang. Clearly, Zhejiang haven't come here for a point. Started on the front foot, although they left themselves open to that counter, which Cardoso maybe should have done better with. Laid off by Mushekwi. Should be the keepers, and that's a nice early confident catch from Surat Tensungnuan. What was the chance at the other end? Still think Cardoso maybe could have cut in. Mikami. Well, that's a nice little ball round the back, just too much on it. Pity. Well, every prospect of an entertaining game here. Both teams showing a desire to get forward early in the opening exchanges. Here's Yu Xin. Now Wang Yang. See no press from Buriram until Zhejiang get into that final third. That's not a bad ball at all. Keeper was a little hesitant, but he trusted the bounce. Obviously knows the pitch. Tensungnuan onside. It was a really good run actually from Andrew Jazovic, but it spun off the turf into the goalkeeper's gloves, and at the other end a fine save as Dumboya took aim. Xiaobo had to be alert. Can't take your eyes off this in the early minutes. Chamrat Sami. Oh, I'm not sure he thought that was going to reach him, Dumboya. Almost seemed to hit his head rather than him make a voluntary movement towards the ball. There might have been a flag in any case. There's Bun Matan. Converted from a left-back late in his career to midfield player. This was the chance a minute ago for Dumboya. Just had to get it out of his feet. And the keeper was in a decent position to make the save, Xiaobo. Zhejiang. Thai fans making plenty of noise, really creating a decent atmosphere here as that's hit rather too far. Easy defensive header. Kim Min Hyok completing the clearance. Korean centre half alongside Dion Cools, the Malaysian. Might be away again here, Dumbuya. Needs a bit of support. He's got it from Cardoso. His pass a little bit short, though. Now that's going to be a free kick for Zhejiang. Ball had gone before Meikami's challenge came in. Shin. Now Shang Jishi actually came through the Le Mans Academy in France, but he's played in China since 2014. That is going to be the game's first corner. And considering, as I mentioned earlier, neither of these defences has conceded now for more than 400 minutes, they do look decidedly open at times. Look at the space between the two central defenders. Just couldn't quite control it, Leonardo. If he could have done, he'd have been in business. Got himself a corner, though. Zhejiang to take. There's the away swinger. Very solid header clear by Dion Cools. Xiaobo's clearance. Cools in the way again. Well, one of the Zhejiang players got an issue here. I'm not quite sure who that is, but we may need the physio. Oh, yeah. Understandably, Zhejiang it was. I don't think there's any intent there, but certainly would have felt that. Then he got a grab around the neck as well. He's okay. Andrijazovic, the Croatian, former Hajduk Split man. Considering he doesn't play up front, his goal-scoring record here is excellent. Just broke off as the cross came in, and the header from Mishekwi flashes across goal and wide. He's a fascinating character, Mishekwi. Mentioned he was 36, he's played in South Africa, as well as in his homeland. He's been here 3 years and he's started virtually every game. It's his 120th appearance today. He made his international debut back in 2009 for Zimbabwe. Jiashi's header clear, go very far, picked up by Bun Mate. Decent ball in, and it had to be watched by Jiashi, and he did well. 10 minutes played, it's flown by. Zhejiang fully recovered from that knock he took a moment ago. Now Jean Kouassi, the Ivorian. Just in case you're confused, some of the Thai players, they have maybe 3 names, and the name on the shirt doesn't necessarily correspond to their actual surname. It's the official name that we will refer to them by. That's a free kick. No shortage of commitment from either side up to this point. Just got there first, didn't he, Zhejiang, before he was upended. So free kick for Zhejiang. It is Zhejiang who lofts it in. Well watched by Korsic. Just held up by Cardoso. Now Dion calls. Oh, he's given it away. That's unlike him. And here's Leonardo, setting his sights for goal. It might break to Mishekwi, nearly did. Just looked to be getting a little bit of a head of steam up here, the Chinese side. Kouassi. On the overlap, Zhejiang. And that's going to be a corner. Their second of the game. About 2/3 of possession, the away side, in the 12.5 minutes or so that we've played so far. Not a lot of space in there. Wang Yang trying to fight a foot, maybe, as Zhejiang prepares to take this corner for Zhejiang. Dong Yu. Look at the space that Zhang Zhijie had to get the header in. That's a decent cross, and again they're looking for Mishekwi. He had 2 defenders for company. He's got another corner. Full stretch, Dumbuya there to get that away. Curled in very accurately there by Zhejiang. Korsic looking after Leonardo. A couple of big defenders up there as well. Zhang Zhijie is one of them. Zhejiang takes the corners from both sides. This will be the in-swinger from the number 10. Decent delivery. Threw himself at it, Andrew Jazovic. Didn't make any contact. Just about stayed in play on the far side. Zhejiang again. How about that for a precision ball for Leonardo? Mishekwi just couldn't get it under control, still bobbling about dangerously. And in the end, the clearance was more up than out, and then thumped way over the top by Zhang Zhijie. Can see already, though, why Niashi Mishekwi has got so many goals this season. He really makes a nuisance of himself in opposition penalty areas. Meanwhile, here's Dumbuya. He's onside. What a chance! And Buriram should have been in front. Straight at the goalkeeper, but not for the first time. Zhejiang defensively split wide open there. Dumbuya's now had two opportunities, very similar, and both times Xiaobo in goal has thwarted him. Anywhere else but at the keeper, surely he had to score. Absolutely fascinating first quarter of an hour. Zhejiang playing the better football, majority of possession, and yet two best chances have fallen to the home team on counter-attacks where the Chinese side centre-halves have gone AWOL. Bit of frustration, I think, in that late challenge by Dumbuya, having just missed that glorious opportunity to put Buriram in front. That was a dangerous ball, he just got away with it. Could easily have been picked off. Nakami. Cardoso. Dumbuya. Managed to keep it alive. Korsic. Great cross, 1-0. What a super delivery that was. And now Dumbuya has got his goal. Mr. Sitter a few moments ago made no mistake that time. Fantastic cross from the left though, and he buried the header past a helpless Xiaobo. They haven't had the majority of the football, but they are in front, Buriram. And how good is this cross? Absolutely pinpoint. And Dumbuya got between two defenders, and in the end it was pretty much a free header. Bon Matan's delivery and Dumbuya's finish, and Buriram in front just past the quarter hour. Just had to keep his cool and just guide it. Anywhere on target was going to be 1-0. Look at the flight and the curve on that cross, though, from Chiaton Bon Matan, and it deserved the finish it got. (18 minutes) the official goal time. And here they come again. Cardoso. Going the long way round. Mekami. Oh, it bounced beautifully for him. That's another great cross. Dumbuya was there again. Penalty given. It did look suspicious. I think it's only going to be a yellow because of a double jeopardy rule. He doesn't like it, Wang Yang. But I think when we look at the replay, there's not going to be too much doubt that Dumbuya was impeded, and I think it would have been a tap-in. That ricochet really favoured Buriram, didn't it? Yeah, there was a little tug back, I'm sure there was. Mekami with the cross. Quite see it there, but there's absolutely no reason for him to go down in that situation. He was goal side of the defender. Confirmation of that yellow card. We are waiting for VAR to check. Just feel that if the defender hadn't impeded him, it would have been a tap-in. Check is complete. Penalty. So what a chance for Buriram to double their money here. Goran Korsic versus Xiaobo. One goal already this season for the Serbian midfielder. He's had to wait a very long time. And he's just saying, we've had a look at it and it's a penalty, so no problem. Just has to keep his concentration here, Korsic. Had to wait about 5 minutes. Didn't make any difference, did it? Thumped in for 2-0. And Buriram in complete control here. Well, it's been a hugely entertaining first 20 minutes. 2-0 just doesn't tell the whole story. But Dumboya, having missed 2 great chances, denied by that man Xiaobo, is then fouled by Wang Yang in the box, and Goran Korsic buries the spot kick high, straight down the middle. So often goalkeepers commit, don't they? That's an effective technique most of the time. Fist pump from the boss, and a bit of breathing space for the Thai champions. Well, where do Zhejiang go from here? Because until the first goal went in, they were the better side, albeit that Buriram had missed a couple of glorious opportunities. Wouldn't know his team would do that up, would you, from that shot? Screaming at someone after Papas. Shang Shi. Yushin. I think that was a shot from Kouassi. It's gone for a throw. Actually made his senior debut for Hajduk Split, Kouassi, in Croatia. Much travelled man. He arrived here in January from Trabzonspor in Turkey. Well, they still believe, the Zhejiang fans. Korsic is okay. Played in Spain and Turkey. Goran Korsic started his career back home at Red Star here last year, and there's been a virtual ever-presence since he joined. That's a poor challenge. Be lucky if he gets away without a card, which is what Korsic is imploring the referee to do. I tell you what, he's been booked already, Wang Yang. That really could so easily have been a red card. How late was that? You just wonder if he hadn't been booked, whether the referee would have carded him, but very, very fortunate, you would say, to still be on the pitch. Yushin. If he is still on the field at half-time, you suspect Jordi Vinyals might have a word. Either that or substitute him, maybe. Because down to 10 and 2-0 down, well, wouldn't have thought there'd be any way back. 25 pulsating minutes have gone. 2-0 is the Buriram lead. Forward by Leung Nok Hang, the Hong Kong centre-back. Well, what must he be thinking? Came here with an excellent defensive record, but it's counted for absolutely nothing. And it's not just the fact that Buriram are 2 up, it could have been 4 or 5. No exaggeration. Just doesn't look as though Leung Nok Hang and Wang Yang, the 2 centre-backs, have played together before. Complete miscue by Kouassi. He's having a bit of a mad few minutes after that attempted shot. Finished up near the corner flag. Shadayev. Out for Mekami. Now Cardoso. Nice little turn from Chemrat Semi. He's won a couple of league titles here. The number 6 on the ball again there. Hemdibu. Every time Buriram come forward, they look dangerous. Boy waiting in the middle again. Still might reach him, you know. And Shadayev. He's done very well. The shot was Korsic's and it was charged down, but not with a hand. I think it was the crowd appealing rather than the players. Well, if you ever wanted to see a stat that doesn't mean much, there it is. Or at least doesn't count for much, might be a better description. Twice as many passes, but 2-0 down. Andrijasevic. No free kick. Referee had the perfect view of that, and I think he got it absolutely spot on. Korsic. But Matan was fouled. Calls can just slow it down. It's one of those players, Dion calls, usually looks to have more time than anybody else. It was a Belgium under-21 player actually a few years back. Now a Malaysian citizen. He's got full caps for Malaysia. At the Hamburg Academy when he was a 16-year-old. So he's had a very solid upbringing in the game across Germany and Belgium. Lee Ti-shun. There's way too much pace on that pass. Buriram again, pass and move on that far side, but just ran it out, Shadayev. Regular in the Azerbaijan national side for some while, 50+ caps now. Shadayev arrived in July from Qarabag. That's going to be a bit of a cheap corner. I guess maybe couldn't take any chances, Hemdiboom, but don't think the pass was ever going to reach its intended target. Nonetheless, a 4th corner of this first half for Zhejiang. Tensungno, and there hasn't really been seriously tested so far, unlike his opposite number. Well, they've changed corner takers. Lee Ti-shun has given way to Jean Kouassi. Will not get the job back. Disappointing delivery from the Ivorian. Fans with fans. Kouassi nearly fell for Leonardo. Wang Yang. Just get the feeling that Zhejiang were a little bit shell-shocked by what's happened here in the first half an hour or so. If they get one back, be right in it again. Just can't afford to be so lax defensively. Wang Yang's long ball, too long. Zhang Zhiqi. Continuing with a fairly patient build-up. The men in white. We've seen when Buriram break, they do so at breakneck speed. Helps when the defence that you're attacking is so open, however. Zhang Zhiqi has lost it. And here's Dumbuya again. Stopped in his tracks this time. Not sure how hurt he is. It might be partly disappointment. Shekwi is the target. He's got it too, but he rushed the shot. First time he's really got away from his marker. But he was way off target. I think his eyes lit up and he just thrashed at it, really. No sense of control. Handball potentially might have been looked at on VAR had that nestled anywhere but at the top of the stand. A moment before that was at the other end. It ran straight into Leong Nok Hang, did Lansana Dumbuya. Blow to the solar plexus. Well, they're still holding their flags proudly, the travelling Zhejiang supporters. Not many of them here, but they're making their voice heard. The boy is okay. born in Nice, actually, Dimboya. He spent the early part of his career in France. He's absolutely fine. Just a couple of caps he's got for Guinea. That was 7 years ago, actually, made his international debut. Is Zhang Jixi, Leonardo. Kouassi. Yushin wants a handball, not going to get it. That will be a free kick, surely. No, referee had a look, looked like he went right through the man. Good run this from Li Tixun. And kept in play by Yushin. Free kick for Zhejiang. For Buriram, I beg your pardon. Wasn't the subtlest of challenges, was it, on Dion calls? Well, he must be absolutely delighted the way that this first half has gone, Arthur Papas. Especially the way that Zhejiang started. Looked like they were going to dominate possession. And then those two goals in quick succession just changed the whole complexion of this match. Dimboya. So first corner for Buriram. And Ben Matan, who put in that superb cross for the opening goal, is going to take it. Left-footed, so it'll be the in-swinger from the number 5. Didn't beat the first defender. Leonardo. Li Tixun, Zhang Jixi, just left something on him there, and it's a yellow card for Dimboya. Referee didn't like the challenge, and I don't blame him. Right on the heel of Zhang Jixi as he went to play the pass. Magic spray. sorted out. Very, very warm still. First goal, beautiful delivery from Matan, and just had to guide it home really to Boya. Yushin, Leonardo, now Li Tishun. They could get one back before the break, going in a far better state of mind. Yushin trying to make room for the cross. He did, but it wasn't a very good one. Towards Leonardo, just a bit too high for him. He will keep it in though. Yushin wanted to get Leonardo involved again. He sold him really short with the pass though, and that would be a handball. Dong-Yu is last man back, just able to shepherd that over the touchline. That's a poor ball out from Wang Yang. He's played his team into trouble again here. They have been very profligate around the edge of their own box. For times they've given it back to Buriram, and they're still threatening with Shadayev. And Matan. Oh, hit it well, and it needed a tip over from Xiaopo. Hit that very sweetly. Bon Matan with that trusty left boot, and it was a strong hand. It had to be from Xiaopo. So Mekami will trot across and take this corner. Just cannot afford to concede again now. Zhejiang. Malaysian referee just getting a quiet word. Mekami's delivery. Oh, dangerous, and it is in. It was an absolutely free header. It's another for Goran Korsic. And some woeful defending. Right on the stroke of half-time. Xiaobo beaten again. Couldn't really miss from that range. Nobody picked him up. Just had to guide it down, and beyond the helpless goalkeeper Xiaobo, it came gift-wrapped. Mekami's corner, Korsic's header, 3-0, and is there any way back now for Zhejiang? Just waiting to see how many additional minutes there are going to be. I think at the moment Zhejiang just want to get into the dressing room and regroup a little bit. We're into the first of 3 minutes of added time. do wonder what Jordi Vinyals must be thinking. Look, it's going to be a potentially close encounter, and here goes Dumbuya again. Might get even worse for Zhejiang. I think it would have done if that had reached Cardoso. They are all over the place, Zhejiang. You can't believe it's not 4. Papas. Still might be before the break. As every time they put the ball into the Zhejiang box, spells danger. Headed away by Wang Yang that time. Challenge was from Li Tixun. Cardoso. Yushin. Kouassi. Quite nearly reached Leonardo. Referee had a look at that. I think there was enough for a penalty. Look at this. Cardoso with the freedom of Thailand here. He might make it 4. He really should have done. Very lame finish. But once again, where were the defenders? Nowhere in sight. He can't understand why his team aren't 7-0 up here. Absolutely incredible first period. There's no one anywhere near him. He went for a kind of a little chip and got it all wrong. Well, what on earth is he going to say to his players at half-time, Jordi Vinyals? Well, what's happening here? The referee wants to go and have a look at something. VAR has asked him to consult the screen. Not sure if this is the incident that happened a while ago in the Buriram box or something else. Didn't seem any issue with the Dumbuya mischance. Unless something happened in the build-up.
No touch.
Looking at something, it was the incident previously in the Buriram penalty area. So we're looking at potentially, was that a penalty with a challenge by Hemvibu on Leonardo? Definitely inside the area. The line is a penalty, by the way, so it's not an issue with that. It's just whether the referee deems this to be a foul or not. And normally, when they go to the screen, they reverse the original decision, and he may well give the spot kick. He's having a very thorough look. Is there enough to give the penalty? There is. So they have potentially been gifted a way back in here, Zhejiang, out of absolutely nothing. There's the man who was fouled, Leonardo. Not even sure there were huge appeals when this happened. Let's have another look at it. Yeah, he definitely catches the back of Leonardo's leg. Back of the calf. Hansa Hemviboom, the defender. Well, can they take this surprise opportunity to reduce the deficit? They'll hope so. Leonardo's going to take it. Ted Sungnawan in goal has had virtually nothing to do so far. Can he thwart the Brazilian from the penalty spot? Six goals so far this season for the 26-year-old. They can't watch some of them. Now it's 7. That was calmly done, right into the corner. Ted Sungnawan went the right way, but just couldn't quite get there. Decent effort. And that is half-time. Well, it'll take about 5 minutes to recap what we've seen over the last 45 minutes. Zhejiang started well, but then 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes. Dimboya first of all from a wonderful Banmatan cross, and then Korsic from the penalty spot after Dimboya had been fouled by Wang Yang. Korsic got another just before the break, free header from a corner, and then right at the death this happened. Leonardo's penalty just about beating Ted Sungnawan to bring the deficit back to 2. You haven't been able to take your eyes off it for a moment. Incredible entertainment, and who knows what is in store for us in the second half, because at least Zhejiang now have something to build on. Half-time here at the Buriram Stadium. Fabulous entertainment, as I say. Buriram 3, Zhejiang 1. What a warm welcome back to Buriram for this fascinating Group H match in the AFC Champions League. If you're with us in the first half, you missed a feast of entertainment. 3-1 in Buriram's favour. That doesn't really tell the whole story, however. Penalty right at the end of the half for Zhejiang to get them back in with a sniff after they looked, well, pretty much dead and buried, 3-0 down. Looks like Dumbuya leading the half-time chat there. Steady. So we're underway for this second half. I don't think there were any changes to either side. That's how we stand. It has been a thoroughly absorbing, very entertaining contest. Cross straight away coming in from Shadayev, and it needed defending. Love to have been a fly on, well, both dressing rooms really at half-time, particularly what Jordi Vinyals would have been saying to his defenders, because they were so open. Wang Yang has gone down injured. I think Ten Sun Yuan saying he accidentally caught him with his boot. It was actually Cardoso who made contact with the Zhejiang defender. Looks like it's going to be okay. Well, there actually was a change. We didn't see Chen come on, but he is on. Cheng Jin. Should be a straight swap, midfielder for midfielder. Probably going to slot in on the left-hand side, you would think. That's not a bad ball. Leonardo couldn't escape the attentions of the defender, and in fact there was a flag up in any case for offside. And that's why. She's header. Well, it's Kim Min-hyuk who's gone down, the Korean. Knock in the face. I think he's going to be down for too long. Forward, but too far forward. Can't help thinking that if Zhejiang do get a call back, might be a bit of nervousness creeping into Buriram heads. Better approach play. Here's Leonardo. Almost a brilliant cross, just fractionally too far ahead of Bishekwi. Bishekwi again couldn't quite get hold of it. Chipped forward by Zhejiang. It's going to just run out harmlessly though for a goal kick. Relatively calm opening to this first half. There was hardly a moment, to the second half rather, there was hardly a calm moment in the first half. It was just action, non-stop. Given away to Zhejiang. Busy midfield player, the substitute. Been at Zhejiang some 8 years, Zhejiang. He's a former youth international. Shadeyev brings it away for Buriram. Now Cardoso. Did well to hold it there, but Matan. Cardoso again. Working well, those two. Back for Korsic, who's improbably on a hat-trick. But Matan. Sami's ball. It was a pretty good one too for Mikami, inviting Dumbuya to stretch his legs again on that far side. Had a look up towards Cardoso, didn't reach him. Total miscue from Bunmata. And now it's Andrijasevic breaking for Zhejiang. Same for Bishekwi, never going to reach him. Leonardo, I think, trying to thread the eye of a needle with that. Dumbuya. Referee's pulled it back and there's a card. Shang Shi, I think, is the man. No, in fact, it's Dong Yu. That was late. Confirmation of the caution for the number 19. Here's Bunmatan. Dumbuya. Whistle's gone. Once again, though, it's total panic in the Zhejiang penalty area when that cross came in. And Matan's delivery, defender sliding in, falling over. Shang Shi brings it out. That was Yushin. too much on that. Two waiting in the middle for the cross, and it was well cut out by Dion Kouls, especially with Mouchekwi lurking with a measure of intent. Shemrat Sami was caught, but he still got the pass away. Referee will pull that back for the free kick. Chance to get a cross in here. There's no angle for Shadeyev at all, really. I don't know if he was going for goal. Yeah, a shake of the head from Goran Korsic, which suggests maybe his teammate might have squared it. Just can't see how he would have scored himself from this angle. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was blocked off pretty much by Xiaobo. Korsic was waiting for a tap-in for his hat-trick. Van Maten will take from this far side. Teasing delivery. How did that not go in? But it's in now. And once again, the Zhejiang defence all over the place. I think it might have been Hemvibu who got the final touch there, who lashed it in. And once again, Xiaobo left completely unprotected. Van Maten's corner caused absolute chaos. And Hemvibu helped himself. First to react to the loose ball. Looked like to me one of the Zhejiang players actually ducked as that corner came in. Let's see if we can pick this up. Well, he was just completely beaten in the air. I think it was Leonardo actually did more harm than good. It got the initial touch, that's what caused the first problem. Korsic couldn't take advantage, and Vivim certainly could. First of the season for Panzer Hemvibu. Well, CHN with the mountain to climb now. They had a huge task before that fourth goal went in, but now really don't give them much of a prayer here. Glum faces tell the story. Just defensive ineptitude. Pretty much all four of the goals. through ball was intended for Doumbouya. It nearly reached him as well. Well, I can't believe he woke up this morning and thought, yeah, convincing win on the card here, we're going to get 4 or 5, especially against a team with such a good defensive record previously. Not going to fall for Bouchekwi, who's been starved of service almost from the kickoff here, the number 30. So an hour played, and Buriram in complete control at 4-1. And hungry for more as Doumbouya has beaten the flag here. On his weaker left foot, decided to hold it up. And in fact, now the offside flag goes up. That's a decent ball. Trying to get Dong Yu in, but his cross to no one in particular. Well, look, that tells the story, and from the coach as well. If you'd watched a video of the first 15 minutes of this match, you just wouldn't believe the scoreline as it is now. Because Zhejiang were passing it around with confidence, they were the better side, dominating possession. But their defence has been opened up like a cavern on 4 occasions, more than 4 occasions actually, 4 occasions that have mattered, but it's no exaggeration to say Buriram could have scored 4 or 5 more. Nitishan. Chenjin. Maybe a little surprising that Nordi Vinyals hasn't made a couple more changes. He brought Cheng Jin on at half-time for Jean Kouassi. He's still got several in hand, but at the moment, nothing happening on that Zhejiang bench. Shang Jishi. Now Dong Yu. Chip forward, but not quite enough height. Flicked off the top of the defender's head, but no problem here for Tin Sung Yuan. All a little bit scrappy. It's a free kick to Zhejiang. Just a tangle of legs, really, Doumbouya and Zhang Jishi. That's a better ball. It's a header that Leonardo may think he should have done better with. His reaction suggests that's exactly the case. Just for once, got the better of Dion Cools. It's over the defender's head. May not have expected it to reach him, but say in those situations, head it down. Wished he could have rerun that chance. Wanyang. Well, nearly 60% possession for the Chinese side, but it's done them no good whatsoever. Doesn't matter how much of the ball you have if you're so susceptible defensively. Andrijasevic trying to charge through, stopped in his tracks and stopped fairly by Kim Min-hyuk. And here come Buriram again. Cardoso. Not sure that was the right option. Gets a dirty look from both Timboya and Ramil Sharayev. T-shirt. And again, Cheng Jin. Nice control from Sharayev. Leon Milk hand penalised, and also the recipient of a card. Still no movement to get substitutes on. Well, he got a touch on the ball first, but when you go through the man like that, rather does invite the referee, although that may be a tad harsh. Cardoso. Keeper's come a long way and did well in the end. T-shirt. Again, trying to feed Mishekli, but the Zimbabwean has just had nothing to work with tonight. 3/4 of the way through the match, and Zhejiang in a bit of a mess, truth to tell. Kitchen. Dong Yu, and that rather typifies this Zhejiang performance. Don't want that far forward for Mikami's pass. Dong Yu, and that's out for a corner. Zhejiang then. Can they get one back here from this corner kick? Very deep. They'll have to settle for a throw on the far side. Much better defending from Buriram at a set piece than we saw from Zhejiang earlier in this second half. Oh, nicely done. And he just tripped over the ball. Looked like he'd done the hard work. Zhejiang. Certainly it's about the most withdrawn we've seen Buriram in the match. Just wonder if they're adopting a what we have we hold policy. That will spin out for a goal kick. Looks like there's about to be some movement on the Buriram bench. Well, they're enjoying themselves. They've loved what they've seen so far, the Buriram fans. Drummers keeping up the rhythm, and those fans with fans thoroughly enjoying the evening. Shadeyev is going to come off. And it's Supompi Nagatapo's coming on, who's basically a full-back. Arrived here a couple of months ago. He's 28 now. He was a former Thai youth international, and he's going to replace Ramil Shadeyev. Zhejiang. Did well to get any kind of a cross in, really. He was hemmed in on that touchline. Leonardo. Andrijasevic trying to turn. Didn't take the ball with him. Andrijasevic again. Zhejiang still wants to come forward from that left-back berth. Decent cross. Mushekwi. Oh, good save. Good save. He came back to Leonardo, and that's an excellent hand from Ten Sungnuan. Yeah, strong right hand to get it over his crossbar. Well, Wang Yang's race is run. He was booked very early and might have been sent off for another challenge. Shen Zheji is on. Normally a midfielder, but he can play as a wing back, so it might be a straight swap. will take the corner, the substitute, which wasn't a bad one. T-shirt. So a quarter of an hour to go, unless something quite dramatic happens. You'd say Buriram safe with the 3 points, but there's hardly been a dull moment in the match. You certainly wouldn't bet against there being more goals than potentially at either end. Leonardo. Yushin. Mbiboom away. Well, they've lost it again, and here comes Doumbouya. Not quite as straight for goal inclined as he was in the first half. He'll be a little weary, actually. Wouldn't surprise me if he came off before the finish. Just so direct in that opening period, the Guinean. It's a warm evening though, as I mentioned. It's coming up to 7:15 in the evening local time. Here's Leonardo. Never going to get that through to Ishekwi. Very little has worked for Zhejiang going forward tonight. Certainly nothing's worked defensively. Been unbelievably open. Bunmata. Shooting opportunity here, but it was charged down. Pinagatapo's effort, and the follow-up comfortably taken by Xiaopo. Zhejiang free kick. Pretty blatant tug of the shirt that from Korsic. Boya. No whistle. Just stopped for a moment a couple of the Zhejiang players. They thought they were going to get a free kick, but immaterial now. He could easily have had a hat-trick this evening, Tim Boya. He's got one, he's missed 2 or 3 really good opportunities as well. Andrijasevic. Tishan. It's not a bad ball. And finally, I was going to say finally got on target with Szczęsny, but he just came off the upright. Don't think the keeper got a touch to it. That's as close as the Zimbabwean has come. Dong-Yu. Nothing that Yushin could do to keep that in. Well, nearly a goal would have been a consolation, almost certainly, for the 36-year-old Mashekwi. It's a good header, actually, got up above his marker. And Sugnon, I don't think, got any kind of a touch. This will be a better view. Oh, maybe just a faint glove. That is actually a stunning save. That really is from Siworek Tensongnuon. So double change. Yadrin Sheng is on. And Wang Yudong also. As expected, Dumbuya coming off. Seksan Ratri is on, number 95. Just protection potentially for Dumbuya, I think, was Arthur Papas's tactic there. Match is effectively won. And as I said, he had looked a little bit weary in the last few minutes. It's a nice piece of control. Just wouldn't come down. Or I tell you what, the referee had a look at that, said play on. I think VAR might just check it. Ball is back with Xiaobo. Shen Sheiji. Now Dong-Yu. That's a lovely piece of defending because Andrijasevic was looking dangerous there. It's going to be a free kick for Buriram, which the Zhejiang skipper doesn't like. It's Min Hee-hyuk who's gone down. So 6 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. And a very satisfying afternoon stroke evening now, as it is for Buriram, the Thai champions. Yushin. Now Wang Yudong, who's just come on. Not the worst cross in the world. Main difference tonight really has been the organisation of the Buriram defence. The back four, excellent. Same not true for Zhejiang. Dongyu, way too much on that. The quality of the crossing has not been of the highest order by any means. That's a better delivery in, and here's a consolation what it should have been. And then deflected wide. Well, hands on heads everywhere from the men in white. Wang Yudong came close, so did Leonardo. And somehow a combination of Chen Songnam there and a bit of good fortune kept Zhejiang at bay. Brazilian denied and then the substitute in quick succession. Yao Junsheng's corner. Well worth another look at this. Excellent goalkeeping from Leonardo initially, and then the follow-up shot from Wang Yudong deflected wide. Leonardo can't believe he didn't score. He's won 8 titles here, the Buriram goalkeeper, Chen Songnam. He skippered his club, he skippered his country as well. And even at the age of 39, he's the top goalkeeper at the club. Of course, it's just getting a bit of treatment. Well, a few glum faces amongst the travelling fans, obviously, but I think that they will accept they've been outplayed this evening, no question. So we've got 2 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Wang Yunsheng. Zhejiang. Now Dongyu. Almost been playing in second gear for the last 15-20 minutes, Buriram. It's going to be a free kick. Thought about the shot on the turn, in the end played it to Dongyu. Didn't have much zip on it, that cross. Five minutes of additional time, and we are playing those now. Should be the goalkeepers, no problem at all for Chen Songnam. They've only beaten him tonight from the penalty spot. Challenge that left its mark. The referee's wave play on, though. Andrijasevic. Not even a corner. Certainly a full-blooded challenge in the build-up to that attack. Here it is. Oh, yeah. Just clattered into each other. The young Notkang it is in a fair bit of pain, I think. Well, it's going to feel like a long journey back for those supporters. Came here with high hopes, but their team distinctly second best. Cardoso's race is run, and Leon James coming on for the last few minutes. It's an energetic midfielder, Leon James. Cardoso had that very early chance, like literally inside the first 2 or 3 minutes of the match, which he couldn't take. No problem with the backheader reaching the keeper. Well, Buriram might fancy another, but that's good defending. Just shepherded the ball back to his goalkeeper, Yushin. Flicked on by Yao Junsheng. Gatapo, scooped away by Leon Notkang. Now Leonardo, Andrijasevic. Nice little ball round the corner, and a good cross too. Leonardo just lost his footing really as he tried to turn. Ratri looking for James. Yushin provided the cover. Looking for a touch there, Dong Yu. Leonardo. Not been his night, not been his team's night. And final substitution with just about a minute left sees Yu Hao Fan come on. Place of Notkang. Well, had his pocket picked there, but there was a free kick that stopped a breakaway, and that is full time here in Thailand. A comprehensive victory for the home team. A match that started out with Zhejiang looking like they were going to dominate, but not the case at all. 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes Duboya after 18, and then a Goran Korsic penalty a couple of minutes later when Duboya was fouled. That was 2-0, or 3-0 after Korsic lashed one in unmarked from a corner on the stroke of half-time. 3-1 before the break. In stoppage time, Leonardo's penalty giving Zhejiang hope. But then just before the hour, Hemdeboom taking advantage of another poor defensive mix-up from a corner to lash in the fourth, and there was really no way back for Zhejiang from there. So it's a winning start. It's the winning start that Arthur Papas, the coach, wanted. Trying to get beyond the quarter-finals, the furthest they've ever got, and they are off to a flying start. Full-time score here is finished Buriram 4, Zhejiang 1.